And yes, we are back. Shout outs to us for making it back. You, me, all of us. And today we are actually looking at more Diablo 4. Dungeons are getting a big update. Every class gets buffs and nerfs, new gameplay updates. So let's get right into our daily breadcrumb of Diablo.
Updates.
But hold up, back up. Let's go.
Okay, so yes, we just got by far one of the biggest updates about what's happening with Diablo 4. Yes, dungeons are going to be
Really?
receiving
416. We still got some days.
a very big overhaul. We're going to
April
be talking
16.
about new changes to every single class based on beta feedback. This all comes from a brand new IGN interview with Blizzard. With
Okay.
Diablo 4, Blizzard is making a ton of changes based on player feedback. Beta players have been listened to. So I say we get straight into this and see if there's any truth to that.
Biggest complaints, if I remember correctly, dungeons just felt boring, which I think everyone agreed on. And we can't really say too much about class strength because it was a beta, so we don't know too much. But if they buff anything, I'm sure it will be Druid and Barbarian. And if they nerf anything, I'm sure it will be Sorcerer and Rogue. I don't know what they'll nerf, but we'll see.
So it says this right here. Minimizing backtracking. The first thing changing is dungeon layouts, with Blizzard saying one of the most common pieces of feedback it received was around backtracking within certain dungeons. Multiple dungeons have since been optimized to reduce this, including Cauldron.
Bro, if you remember, I think maybe my first video after the beta was over, or maybe my early impressions, I said that. I was like, man, dungeon layout is just not it. If they fix this, this will just save them so much time. I just was not expecting to fix it this early. But that's good. I like that. It's a good sign.
Defiled Catacombs, Derelict Lodge, Forbidden City, Hoarfrost Demise, Immortal Emanation, Core Dragon Badox, Maulwood, and Rhymescar Cavern. So yeah, it seems like they're having to go in individually and adjust the actual layouts. I was not expecting them to even touch the layouts whatsoever. Maybe they would do that post-launch. So I'm kind of curious to see what the end result will be of this. Furthermore, the article goes on to say this.
It makes me excited. That means we can actually get changes done. If there's something that's just like, if the game is good, but there's just one or two things holding it back at certain aspects, that means they're willing to actually change it. This is actually bigger than you would think, in my honest opinion.
Our primary goal with the layout changes was to reduce certain kinds of backtracking which detract from a player experience, Blizzard said. Structure objectives that previously existed down side paths have now been repositioned to the main area.
That's really good.
For example, this should be really good for min-maxing strategies, of course. Now, of course, we have this one right here. Dungeon events will also occur much more frequently in the final version, as Blizzard has increased the chance for an event to spawn in dungeons from 10% to 60%. Quality of life improvements were also made, such as removing the wait time when depositing an Animus, increasing movement speed when carrying ancient statues and equivalent items, and adding a mini-map ping to newly opened doors. So yeah.
Hold on. So I just want to explain. I'm not sure what. Oh, not explain, but I'm not sure what this means, because what defines a dungeon event? If it's the butcher spawning, that's really cool. But that was like the only thing I saw personally. So I'm not 100% sure on what is considered a dungeon event. But this leap is really huge. What's also really nice is when you increasing movement speed when carrying ancient statues, or like the objectives. This means when you get the objective, it actually will feel good to get the objective, and it will encourage you to keep going faster and kind of give you that feeling of like there's like a certain rush you kind of get when you just obtain speed in these genres of games. So this just adds on top of that. It kind of makes getting to that part of the quest more exciting. Like, it just feels more like, okay, I got here. Oh, now I can actually run back, run through these packs faster. And if backtracking is even less annoying, that's a good sign.
Items and adding a mini-map ping
really good
to newly opened doors. So yeah, these quality of life changes,
in my opinion, good quality of life
really
changes.
matter, and it's cool to see that's all being implemented. Furthermore, it says, while our dungeons offer a variety of objectives to complete, player feedback stated that the action of completing each objective felt tedious. We hope that providing bonuses such as the increase to mobility while carrying certain objective items will streamline and vary the experience of completing objectives. This adjustment is merely a starting point, and we intend to extend this philosophy to keys.
Exactly, this is huge,
so, yeah,
man.
further updates will be happening even after these changes are implemented. Now, what about sellers? Sellers are also changing. It goes on to say this: sellers have seen some similar changes as Blizzard has increased the chance for a dungeon event to occur in sellers. They also now consistently reward players with a chest upon completion.
Dang, consistently.
Issues have also been fixed where sellers would prematurely be marked as completed and the guaranteed elite monster would be absent.
Oh, the sellers are like when you would have to like. Okay, I remember. I didn't understand what sellers were for. I thought they were just like scenic. Most of the time, yeah, the sellers were just empty. It would be a monster, an elite monster on the other side of the room. You clear it, and you just walk out.
The seller.
That's nice.
That's pretty cool. Honestly, sellers also need a change in the look and layout as well.
Yeah, I didn't understand the purpose.
That's one of the redundant elements of the seller, at least for me. They need to vary that a little bit more. So hopefully they tune into that with future updates as well. All right, so yeah, let's talk about this one right here. It says classes are also changing. Changes have been made to classes too. The Barbarian has received a passive 10% damage reduction. Its Whirlwind skill now deals more damage and costs more fury.
Dang.
And the Double Swing enhancement refunds its...
Yeah, it's crazy how I picked up Whirlwind and it just felt like it just was not strong. I even had the unique where if you use Whirlwind, not using the unique, whatever, the legendary, when you use it, it occasionally sucks people in, and I still didn't like it. I was just like, man, this is not cool. So that's nice that that's getting a buff. And I like Double Swing. No, which one? I had the one where you just like upheave the land. I forgot which one I had. I don't think it was Double Swing. Oh, I don't know, but the Whirlwind change is nice. I don't think it was Double Swing though.
Use on stunned or knocked down enemies. That last one sounds especially useful. Now, what about the Druid? It goes on to say this: companion skills will now deal heavily increased damage. All ultimate skills have had their cooldowns reduced.
Okay.
The usability of Maul and Pulverize has been improved.
Yeah, that's one thing I did not like about Maul. Maul just didn't feel good. Like it felt like it was. I felt like the number was just not accurate or something, because I forgot what the passive was, but there's like a 15 or 20%. There's like a high percent chance to trigger something every duration of Maul. It's a 3-point hit, but it never triggered what it was supposed to. So I was just like, man, this feels terrible. So I just didn't use it at all. But it's nice that that's being changed. Dude, I'm telling you, Druid is gonna be OP.
And using a non-shape-shifting skill
at some point in the game, it's gonna be number one.
Their human form. So we're headed in the right direction at the very least with the Druid.
And I said this in the video, by the way. The video's still there. The skills had no cohesion. Like there was no like cohesion for the wolf skills. Like there was way more bear stuff, bear pulverized type stuff than there was wolf anything type stuff. It just didn't make sense.
Druid, that sounds like a complete buff right there. We'll see if they have to fine-tune that even more. It was a weakling for sure.
And the wolf's companion skill
misses
sometimes.
Some minions will die more often, meaning players will need to utilize corpses more often. Meanwhile, mini Book of the Dead stat bonuses have been increased. The corpse explosion skill has had its damage
Necro got
reduced.
nerfed.
That one kind of makes me sad. Because I love that, you know, being completely OP with that. But anyway, it says, and the brightness of skeletal warriors and mages has been lowered. So they've adjusted that based on feedback. Some of you
that's really good.
Did not like the look of the skelly. So some of you actually did. This is going to be an interesting one to see how you all respond to that. Honestly, I'm hoping they have further customization options for the actual skellies. I think that would be really cool to be able to customize your army.
That's why it's going to be Battle Pass, buddy.
Rogue.
Come on.
The Rogue Subterfuge skill has had their bonuses increased alongside multiple passive skills, while all imbuement skills have had their cooldowns increased. increase. So it's like a combination of nerfs and buffs, it seems, for the rogue right there. Sound off. Do you agree with them or not? All right, let's continue onward. It says fine.
Since there's like no numbers, it's kind of, I'm not gonna get too hype or anything about the buffs and anything, but the fact that the changes are coming out is a good thing, in my honest opinion.
Finally,
that's really good.
The sorcerer's charged bolt damage has been increased and the mana cost reduced. Chain lightning's damage has been reduced, and the cooldown of the incinerate skill's enchantment bonus has also been reduced. Firewalls will also now spawn underneath enemies more frequently when using its enchantment bonus, and the lucky hit chance has been increased for the meteor skill's enchantment.
So they buffed other things about the mage to incentivize other playstyles. That's pretty smart. Instead of just having like one strong one.
Bonus.
I like that.
Right,
that's smart.
So a lot of stuff going on there.
A lot of stuff.
Sorcerer. Now it says, when we introduce changes to our classes, it is with the goal of making both of them and their skills feel impactful and powerful, Blizzard said.
We'll see.
Your feedback has helped us uphold this ideal. Furthermore, they say some players have adeptly noticed that certain skills were too powerful.
Yep.
One of our goals for skills is to have them be interesting to wield and interactive in terms of itemization and combat feel. We've made some changes to help in this regard, with one example being the Necromancer's minions. We've made a change that makes them more vulnerable in combat, which will make raising the dead a more active component of the Necromancer's gameplay. Launch is just the first step of our class balance journey, and you can expect further updates that iterate on this pillar of Diablo 4. That's an interesting change with the minions, because when I was facing off against the Butcher, I was constantly raising an army.
What's really more important about that, in my opinion, is that they are willing to change classes. Something that I think League of Legends did really early on that was really smart is they had patches every maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks. I would say maybe 3.5 probably feels better. It felt like there was patches twice a month. I'll say that. And it made the game always feel new and fresh. And they weren't just like adding champions. They were adding champions frequently, but it was just a constant patches and reading patch notes and dissecting them that I thought was, in hindsight, really good for the alive, like for the type of game that it was going for. I know it is kind of complicated because you can't patch on, like it costs extra money to basically push patches on console too often. But I think if they can get a lot of changes in these, like the patch in general, and at least 70% of them are quality of life changes, amazing.
To just
amazing. It's an amazing game to be had.
So it was kind of fun. It made
it more active. In theory.
So I kind of actually get where they're coming from with that sort of change.
I didn't play Necromancer, so I don't have an opinion.
Actually adapt to that change when it comes to the Necromancer, who is by far one of my go-to classes. I'm thinking about maining him in the full version. All right, so let's keep going. So there's some other things here. A better quality of life. This Blizzard is making further quality of life changes alongside fixing a ton of known issues in Diablo 4, like the Butcher boss becoming unresponsive. Yikes, I never went through that one. Now it says
I didn't go through
a lot of these changes are coming to the game's user interface as the Blizzard is shifting things around to allow for a better experience. Okay, this should be interesting. Now let's keep scrolling down here. Furthermore, it says this starts with the chat box now being displayed on the left side of the screen when using the centered action bar configuration. A character's stats will also now be displayed by default when players click the materials and stats button within their inventory, while the move and interact inputs can now be mapped to one button, while the primary attack input is
a lot of people were upset about that on Reddit,
button.
So I'm sure they're
Finally,
happy.
the text is being changed to a new serif font. Yeah, that was one of the biggest complaints with the UI, is like people were like, this just does not match the look and feel of what Diablo is. Please change that. So it looks like they're really like in tuned to the feedback here, which is cool to see. All right, furthermore, it says Blizzard will discuss these changes and more in a developer update live stream taking place on April 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time. Now, Game Director Joe Shelley, Associate Game Director Joseph Papara, and Associate Director of Community Adam Fletcher will also share details about the end game.
And they will be inviting their boy Kexis on to find out how they can make their game the game of a lifetime. Dude, if they invited me on, I would be straight up like, listen, you guys, you gotta give me a paycheck first, and then I can save your game. I would say it on camera. They were, nah, I wouldn't do that. I would be a good sport. Like, hey man, I just want to see your game succeed. This is what you gotta do. Boom, boom, boom. They'd be like, damn, this boy, he's
Right,
thinking.
so that's cool. Now, the
I
betas
can
that
help
were a
him, bro.
struggle to even join for some people for both KFC and queue time related issues saw the Sorcerer and Necromancers.
Ooh, wait. The betas that were a struggle to even enjoy for some people, for both the KFC crew. What the hell does KFC have to do with this? For both KFC and queue time related. What the hell is a KFC related issue? What does that mean? That's crazy. Damn, look at the number though. 46.
Classes played the most, a total of 46 bajillion hours. Deaths were recorded in total in more than
60 million hours played. You cannot even put into context how many people that is and how many of them will be playing this game and how many of them will be spending money on this game. Oh my gosh. Blizzard is going to... I can see why they really want to make this work. I can see that. They really want to make this work because that is so much money to be had.
Million
Good
hours of play.
lord.
So, yeah,
Gotta be
a
some
lot of playtime
Activision stock, bro.
there, of
Might
course,
have
between
to.
the Necromancer and the Sorcerer. I myself, again, really loved the Necromancer. I need more time with the Sorcerer, though. Let me tell you what. And the Rogue. Because I was all about, just to be honest with you, I was all about Necromancer and Barbarian. I just fell in love with those classes, despite some of the controversy around
I like Barbarian and Druid the most. It's funny how everyone had something different.
the Barbarian.
I appreciate
so,
that.
yeah, some really cool stuff going on with Diablo 4 today. And you know what time it is. It is time to go over your top comments. Remember,
Time.
for a chance for your comment to be featured in an upcoming video, go ahead and post down below, but let's go ahead and do this. All right, so my most recent video was about this one right here. Devs give a big warning, and it'll take you this many hours to obtain the best gear. Check it out. It's about the battle pass, but a warning also about keeping your expectations in check when it comes to what was advertised by some websites.
Keep your
major story
expectations in
content
check.
every 3 months. That's not going to be the case. It's going to be more like tutorials, quest lines, little quest lines to introduce us to new gameplay concepts of that season. All right, so let's get into what you guys had to say about it, shall we? Souls says this. I think this is good. That means the story should be told fully through the main quest line. I was worried we would receive a broken up story. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking this.
No, this guy has a good point. The story should be resolved in the main quest line. Anything extra should just be at, characters and their development and where they are post story. That's it. This guy, I think that's fair.
Yeah, completely get where
Expansions
you're coming from
aside.
now. So yeah, I completely get where you're coming from with that one. With Cyberpunk 2077, you guys know that I've been covering that. One of the biggest regrets from one of the developers was the fact that a lot of the main story was spread throughout too much of the game through the side stories they felt. They were like, why did we do that? We should just kept it on the main story path. So that's definitely an interesting comment right there. All right, so we have this one right here from
the only game that has like really done that and that makes you want to partake in all dialogue and side quests is Tales of games. Tales of Vesperia does it so well. Tales of Symphonia does it so well. Tales of Berseria do it so well. Even the last one that came out, Tales of I don't remember. But it's very consistent amongst the genre. So well. Tales of Vesperia is legit game of the year, bro. I mean, game of a lifetime.
Impossible? I think it is. It says, I feel that premium battle passes should not expire, meaning between seasons you could still earn towards your late battle passes. That's what I'd expect at the very least for something you paid for time and time again. Yeah.
What is I think the mining game does this that everyone loves this for? little druid mining, dwarf mining game.
Always put that pressure.
They love
with
that about
time.
that game.
Like, you only have a limited time offer, you know, that sort of thing. That's how they get people to purchase things within the battle pass. You know what I
100%.
say? I say blame Fortnite. They were the ones that really started all of this, in my opinion. All right, so Philip says this.
It works, man.
I'm cautious, but I think with time they
can't
will
blame 'em.
smooth out the big issues, and I hope they'll be fast with fixing the rest as it goes. Looking forward to playing with my friends, and I think it's a good thing that it will take a long time to get to max level. I agree, you know, I feel like that's good news. And it's good to know that there's going to be stuff to do beyond max level with the Paragon board, which we'll see if it pans out to be a really good in-game or not. There's still a lot of apprehension about the Paragon board just being boring. All right, the Red Waltz 24 says this right here. Based on my ARPG hype, after the beta, I have been playing Grim Dawn over the past week. I played it once a few years ago following a character guide, and I thought the game was alright. In my latest playthrough, I have looked at no character guides and just tried putting the pieces together myself, and now the game is amazing to me. Nothing more satisfying in an RPG than figuring out a good build on your own. Following a guide definitely puts one in an autopilot mentality, which removes half the fun of these kinds
I
of
agree.
games. Dude,
I agree 100%.
I totally agree with you on this. I highly encourage.
That's why Pathfinder is not it. Like once you've done it so many, not even like once you've done it so many times, just once you've like kind of pushed to the max, which I haven't, right? But say someone, to whatever your max is, whatever you can tolerate, you don't want to do it again because you don't want to look up another guide. You don't want to have to sift through all these extra add-ons. Like it's just too much goes into enjoying a Path of Exile experience if you haven't already like indulged in the the complications that the game brings to you.
You all, when you do play the game, even if like I'm releasing guides, to kind of challenge yourself to enjoy the game on your own, you know, and try to explore it. You might hit a point where you're like, I need some help. But yeah, there's something about being able to just,
which is nothing wrong with needing help, but it's like when you need your hand held, just the
input, you know.
Nah.
All right, so there it is, the latest happenings around Diablo 4, and of course, I got you guys covered with all things upcoming about this one. Remember, April 20th is going to be a big day for this game because we're
420, by the way.
Live stream. I will recap it right.
Blizzard knows what they're doing.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Nice video. Good change. Really big props to Blizzard for real. Like I really mean that. It's really good that they can sit through feedback and get to the nitty gritty of what do we need to change. What was the biggest takeaway? Obviously, in my opinion, it was dungeons, and they did a good job. So, well, the quality of life change is a good direction. I haven't played, so I don't know. But that's pretty good and really big. But yeah, that's a video. You know the motto. Thanks for watching. Tell someone you appreciate them, because I appreciate you guys watching. Tell someone you love them. Love them. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. Well, yeah.